Hi everyone. Welcome to English Story School. Have you ever felt like your life is stuck on pause? Like the dreams you once had are slipping away, and all that's left is a never-ending loop of what-ifs? Part 1. The fear that holds you back. I want you to think about that one moment in your life when fear took hold of you. Can you remember it? The moment when you stood at the edge of a decision, unsure of whether to take the leap or stay where you were. Maybe it was an opportunity you let slip through your fingers because the thought of failing scared you more than the thought of success. Or perhaps it was a dream that you were too afraid to chase, so you locked it away, telling yourself, "Not yet." Now, I want you to hold on to that feeling. Don't brush it away. Feel it, because that moment of fear holds the key to unlocking your future. Today, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to ask you to be fearless. Let's face it, fear is universal. It creeps into our lives when we least expect it. It whispers in our ears, telling us that we're not good enough, that the risk isn't worth it, that failure is inevitable. But fear doesn't always come in loud, thunderous waves. Sometimes it's quiet. It's that voice in the back of your mind that says, "What if you fail? What if you aren't ready? What if it doesn't work out?" But here's the thing. Fear is only a story we tell ourselves. It doesn't define us unless we let it. We all have dreams. Big, bold, exciting dreams. The ones that light us up from the inside out. We imagine them every day, but then that fear creeps in. The fear of failing, the fear of rejection, the fear of what people might think. And suddenly, that dream feels too far out of reach. The longer we let fear dictate our actions, the smaller our dreams seem. But guess what? Your future isn't written yet, and the pen is in your hands. You are the author of your own story, and fear is nothing more than a character you've allowed to take center stage. But I want to ask you, what if you took back control? What if you stopped letting fear make your decisions? What would happen if you began to write the story you've been too afraid to live? Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Those words might sound simple, but they carry the weight of truth. Fear paralyzes us, keeps us stuck in the same place, and keeps us from taking action. It convinces us that the unknown is dangerous. But here's a secret. The unknown is where the magic happens. It's where growth happens. It's where you find the version of yourself you've always been destined to be, but only if you choose to step out of your comfort zone. Let's break this down. Fear of failure. We all know it. How many of us have been paralyzed by the thought of failing at something before we even tried? It's as though failure is something to be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end of the road, but rather the beginning of growth? The most successful people on this planet, they failed over and over again. They failed, they learned, and they kept going. The only difference between them and someone who never reaches their potential is that they didn't let failure stop them. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Then there's the fear of rejection. The thought that someone might say no, or that someone might not believe in you. But let me ask you this. How many dreams have been shattered by the fear of someone else's opinion? How many people have stayed quiet in meetings, never raising their hand, because they were afraid of being judged? What if your idea, your dream, your voice is exactly what the world needs, but you let fear keep it hidden? The only way to avoid criticism is to do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Aristotle. So, the fear of rejection is just another lie we've been told. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of someone else's limited thinking. Rejection doesn't define you. It's simply a stepping stone on your way to something greater. And then there's the fear of the unknown. The fear of stepping into something new, something you've never done before. This is the fear that keeps you in your comfort zone, where everything feels safe. But here's the thing. Nothing ever happens in the comfort zone. Nothing. If you want to grow, if you want to live the life you were meant to live, you need to embrace the unknown. You need to trust that even if you don't have all the answers, you have everything you need within you to figure it out. Let me tell you a secret. The unknown is where possibility lives. The unknown is where you discover new parts of yourself. The unknown is where dreams are born, but only if you're willing to step into it. So here's the truth. Fear will always be there. It's part of the human experience. But what matters is how you respond to it. You can let fear control you, or you can choose to control fear. The choice is yours. I'm not afraid of tomorrow, for I have seen yesterday, and I love today. William Allen White. Your future isn't written yet. The pen is in your hands. It's time to stop letting fear write the story for you. It's time to pick up the pen and write your own narrative. One where you are fearless. One where you embrace failure as a lesson, rejection as a stepping stone, and the unknown as an adventure. So, take a deep breath. It's time to be fearless. Your future is waiting to be written, and it's up to you to make it the story you've always dreamed of. Don't let fear stop you. Part 2. A story of fear and transformation. Let me tell you the story of Sam. Now, Sam wasn't much different from you. She had big dreams. Dreams of becoming an entrepreneur, of owning her own business, and creating something that could change the world. But there was one problem. Sam was terrified. Fear consumed her every time she thought about starting. She had all the plans, all the ideas, and the drive, but fear kept pulling her back. What if it doesn't work? What if I lose everything? What if I fail? Sound familiar? We've all been there. That familiar feeling of dread when you think about taking the first step towards something new. The fear of failure is a powerful force. It's the voice that whispers, it's too risky. What's the point? Stay where it's safe. Sam was trapped in that cycle. Every time she imagined stepping into her future, fear would push her back into her comfort zone. The familiar, the predictable. It was easy to stay where she was. But deep down, Sam knew that this fear was holding her back from living her true potential. One night, as Sam lay awake, the weight of her dreams pressing down on her chest, something shifted. She asked herself, what if I don't try? What if I stay stuck in this cycle of fear and regret? What if I let fear win? That question ignited something inside her. A spark, a realization that she couldn't live her life wondering, what if, anymore. She understood that fear wasn't something to run from. It was something to face head on. Sam made a decision right there. She decided that no matter how afraid she was, she would take action. Her first step? Launching her own business. Was it easy? No. It felt impossible at times. She didn't have all the answers, she didn't have the money, and she didn't have the support she needed. The road ahead seemed full of obstacles. But guess what? She took that first step anyway. She stumbled. She failed. She hit roadblocks. But instead of stopping, Sam kept going. Each failure was a lesson, not a defeat. Each mistake taught her something new. With every fall, she got back up and dusted herself off. She learned how to embrace the discomfort, how to push through the pain, and how to trust that the journey would eventually lead her to success. Sam began to realize something important. Failure was not the end. It was just part of the process. Failure wasn't a roadblock. It was the fuel that powered her forward. She was no longer afraid of failing. She had learned that failure wasn't a reflection of her worth. It was a sign that she was trying, that she was learning, that she was growing. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Sam took those words to heart. The doubt she once had about herself, about her ideas, and about her dreams was now something she saw as temporary. She learned to silence the voices of self-doubt and instead listen to her inner voice telling her, "You are capable. You are worthy. You can do this." With time, Sam's business started to take shape. Slowly but surely, it began to grow. She faced every obstacle with a new perspective, knowing that if she could overcome the fear, she could overcome anything. The fear that had once held her back had now become her driving force. Every challenge she faced fueled her determination. Every setback became an opportunity to learn and improve. Sam's story is a perfect example of what happens when you face your fears. She didn't wait for everything to be perfect. She didn't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect amount of money, or the perfect amount of confidence. She started with what she had, with all her doubts and uncertainties. And as she moved forward, she became more than just an entrepreneur. She became fearless. There was a point in her journey when she realized that fear no longer controlled her. She had embraced it. She had turned it into the very thing that motivated her to keep going. And that's when everything changed. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Sam's business didn't just take off. It soared. She grew into a leader in her industry, and her story inspired others to take that first step, to face their fears, and to believe in themselves. Her journey wasn't just about business. It was about transformation. The person she was when she first started was not the same person who stood on the other side of success. She was stronger, wiser, and, most importantly, fearless. The fear that once kept her up at night, the fear that made her question every decision, had been transformed into her greatest asset. She became a living example of the power of perseverance, and how the things we fear most can become the very things that push us to greatness. And this could be you. The same way Sam faced her fear and transformed her life, you too have the power to break free from the chains that fear has placed on you. You have the ability to step into your future with boldness, confidence, and a willingness to fail forward. The truth is, fear doesn't define you. You define fear. And when you decide to take control, when you decide that your dreams are worth more than your fear, that's when you'll truly begin to transform. So what are you waiting for? Your story is just beginning. And just like Sam, you could choose to turn your fear into the fuel that drives you toward the future you've always dreamed of. Part 3, the fearless mindset. So, how can you become like Sam? How can you start writing your fearless future? Well, the key lies in something simple but incredibly powerful, your mindset. Think about it for a second. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It shapes the way you see the world and the way you see yourself. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and the stories you tell yourself every single day, they have the power to either propel you forward or keep you stuck in the past. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay in the same place is how they choose to think. Let me ask you this. What are the stories you've been telling yourself? Think about it. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough," or maybe, "I'm not ready"? These are the lies that you've accepted as truth. These are the stories that have kept you trapped in the same place, unable to move forward. But guess what? You have the power to change the narrative. You hold the pen. You get to decide what story you're going to write. I know it might sound simple, but I need you to really understand this. The way you think about yourself and your future has the power to shape your reality. If you tell yourself that you're not ready, then you'll never be ready. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough, you'll never believe that you are. And if you tell yourself that you can't, you'll stay stuck in that place forever. But here's the thing. Fear is temporary. Regret is forever. If you let fear control your thoughts, it will hold you back. But if you choose to break free from that fear, you open the door to endless possibilities. Imagine a life where you no longer let self-doubt dictate your choices. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you have the power to create your own future. That's the mindset you need to develop. A mindset where fear no longer controls you, but becomes a tool that drives you to success. I want you to start telling yourself a new story. A story where you're the hero of your own life. A story where every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to push beyond your limits. A story where the fear of failure isn't something to run from, but something that fuels your success. You see, when you change the narrative in your mind, you change the direction of your life. One of the biggest mistakes we make is waiting for the perfect moment. We tell ourselves that we'll act when everything aligns perfectly, when the stars are in our favor, when we feel 100% ready. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is a myth. There's only right now. Your future is waiting for you, but won't wait forever. Every single day, you have the choice to take one step toward your dreams or to stay where you are. Every day, you have the power to choose bravery over fear, action over hesitation, and faith over doubt. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Lao Tzu. It might feel overwhelming to think about the future, to think about the risks, the challenges, and the unknown. But what if, just for a moment, you chose to believe in yourself? What if you stepped into the unknown with confidence, knowing that you have everything you need to succeed? The truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own mindset. When you change the way you think, you change everything. When you embrace the fear, the uncertainty, and the unknown, you unlock a power inside you that you never knew existed. Think about the greatest moments in history, the moments where people overcame insurmountable odds to achieve greatness. What do they all have in common? A fearless mindset. These were ordinary people who chose to believe in themselves, even when everything around them seemed impossible. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They created the moment. They didn't wait for the fear to go away. They acted in spite of it. And you can do the same. It's time to stop waiting. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for the fear to magically disappear. There is no perfect time to start. The only time is now. Your future is waiting for you, but it can't wait forever. If you want to change your life, you need to start today. Every single day, make the choice to be brave. Make the choice to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the unknown. You have the power to create the future you've always dreamed of. But it starts with your mindset. It starts with believing in yourself, trusting the process, and choosing to be fearless. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today. Franklin D. Roosevelt. So what are you waiting for? The world is waiting for you to step up, to show up, and to be the fearless person you were always meant to be. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubts steal your future. It's time to take control, to own your story, and to start writing the future you deserve. Part 4. The Journey of 1,000 Steps. You see, being fearless doesn't mean that you won't be afraid. It doesn't mean that fear won't knock on your door, whispering doubts and insecurities in your ear. No, being fearless means that you're willing to take action despite that fear. It means that you make the choice to keep moving forward, even when the path ahead feels uncertain, even when the unknown is staring you down. Fear doesn't disappear. It becomes something you learn and navigate. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Every successful person you admire has faced fear. They've encountered doubt, felt the sting of failure, and wrestled with the challenges that life threw their way. The difference between them and someone who remains stuck in their comfort zone is simple: their willingness to keep going. Their refusal to let fear decide their fate. They choose to rise again and again, no matter how many times they fall. Think about the people you look up to, the ones who've created something great, the ones who've built empires, the ones who've made a difference in the world. Do you think they didn't experience fear? Of course they did. Fear is a part of the journey, but it doesn't define the journey. What sets them apart is their ability to press on, to take the next step, even when everything around them screams stop. And this is where you come in. It's your turn now. You have the power to take the first step. Maybe it's that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's that idea you've been afraid to pursue, thinking that it's not good enough. Maybe it's finally having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Or perhaps it's simply choosing to believe in yourself, believing that you are worthy, that you are capable, and that you are ready. But here's the catch. You have to start right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Because the truth is, you will never feel fully ready. You have to take the leap, even when you feel like you're falling. And when you do, you'll realize that the fall wasn't so scary after all. It was just the beginning of your journey. Do not wait for leaders. Do it alone, person to person. Mother Teresa, this quote is a reminder that the power to change your life is in your hands. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. The moment you choose to take that first step, you're already on your way. The road to success isn't paved by waiting for someone else. It's paved by the courage to step forward and do it yourself. But here's another truth. The path to greatness isn't a straight line. In fact, it's rarely a straight line. It's a winding road full of twists, turns, bumps, and unexpected obstacles. And sometimes, it may even feel like you're walking in circles, not making progress at all. But you have to remember, this is part of the journey. Every obstacle, every setback, every moment of doubt, it's all part of the process. It's how you grow, how you learn, how you become stronger. Every single challenge that comes your way is an opportunity to get better, to adapt, and to improve. The journey to your fearless future will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the fear seems too much to handle, and when you question whether it's all worth it. But in those moments, remind yourself of why you started. The future you're striving for is waiting for you on the other side of those challenges. It's waiting for you to step into it, to take your place, to show the world what you're made of. And don't forget the small steps. Often, it's the small, everyday actions that add up to create extraordinary results. It's not always about making huge, life-changing moves. Sometimes, it's just about showing up every day, taking one step forward, and not allowing fear to dictate your actions. Every small victory, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, brings you closer to where you want to be. Remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your fearless future. Every time you decide to push through the fear, you're rewriting the narrative of your life. Every time you make the choice to take action instead of standing still, you are writing a new chapter in your journey. The future is being shaped right now in the choices you make today. And as you continue on this journey, don't forget to enjoy the ride. Yes, the road will be tough, and the challenges will be real. But there will also be moments of joy. There will be triumphs. There will be breakthroughs. There will be growth. Don't let the obstacles blind you to the beauty of the process. The journey itself is worth celebrating. So, take that first step. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait for the right moment. Just go. The road ahead may be unclear, but every single step you take will bring you closer to your fearless future. You have everything you need within you to succeed. The journey of 1,000 steps doesn't happen all at once. It happens one step at a time. And today, that first step is all that matters. Part 5, Embrace the Fearless You. I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you need to. Think about your future. Really think about it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 10 years? What does your life look like when you're living out your dreams? And more importantly, what are the dreams you've been too afraid to chase? Those big dreams, the ones that make your heart race, but your mind tells you are too big, too impossible, too far out of reach. Now, open your eyes. Look around you. The truth is, your future isn't some distant destination. It's a journey that you get to write. Every choice you make today, every decision you make right now, will shape the story of your tomorrow. If you want to see your dreams come true, you need to understand that you are the author. The pen is in your hands, and it's up to you to decide what you're going to write next. Imagine this. You're standing at the crossroads of your life, and in front of you are two paths. One path is familiar, safe, and predictable. It's comfortable, but it's also where fear controls every decision you make. It's the path where dreams stay as what-ifs and never become reality. The other path is the unknown. It's uncertain, full of challenges, and yes, there is fear. But it's also the path where growth happens. It's the path where you get to push past your comfort zone and redefine what's possible for you. It's the path where dreams turn into reality. So what do you choose? The comfort of the familiar or the exhilaration of the unknown? It all comes down to one thing. How badly do you want it? Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Jim Rohn. Let those words sink in. Change isn't easy. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It's uncertain. But it's also where transformation happens. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect time to take action, you will be waiting forever. The perfect moment doesn't exist. But here's the reality. Right now is your perfect moment. What are you waiting for? What excuse are you holding on to that's keeping you from stepping into the fearless version of yourself? Your future is waiting for you to claim it. It's waiting for you to take that first step into the unknown, to embrace the fear, and to write your own story. You have dreams, don't you? You have goals. You have the vision of the person you want to become. The question is, what are you doing today to bring that vision to life? You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know exactly how everything will unfold. But what you do need is the courage to take action, to move forward, to start. The thing is, nothing changes if you don't change. The world isn't going to wait for you to be ready. Your dreams won't magically come true while you wait for the perfect time. It's time to stop waiting for things to fall into place and start making things happen. Your future is not some far-off dream. It's something you build every single day with the choices you make. The biggest obstacle you'll face is not the fear around you. It's the fear inside of you. The fear of failure. The fear of rejection. The fear of not being good enough. But here's the thing. You are more than enough. You have everything inside of you right now to achieve what you desire. But it all begins with making the choice to stop letting fear hold you back. Fear doesn't have to be your enemy. In fact, when you learn to embrace it, it becomes your ally. Fear is the signal that you're on the edge of something great, that you're about to break through to the next level of your life. If you can lean into that fear, if you can take one brave step forward, you'll discover a version of yourself you never even knew existed. So what's it going to be? Are you going to let fear hold you back? Or are you going to stand up and claim your fearless future? Your life is waiting to be written, and it's all in your hands. Be bold. Be brave. Be fearless. Don't let fear keep you from the life you deserve. The world is waiting for you to show up, to rise above your doubts, and to create the future you've always dreamed of. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Abraham Lincoln. Your future is waiting. It's waiting for you to take that first step, to embrace the fear, and to take ownership of the story you're writing. You are in control. The time to act is now. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.